Yo, what's going on, guys? Told you doing a red run now tonight, so come up here and we'll check out what I'm using for tonight. We'll start with the guitars that I'm using for this session. First guitar I have here is my PRS SE, Silver Sky. It's really good, been really reliable. This is Anna. It's been really reliable. Got this almost a month ago. Probably one of my favorite guitars I've had so far. So that's the first one I'm using. Then we're gonna move on to this one I got back in October. This is my Schecter PT Flashback Diamond Series. I just bought new pickups for it because it's a really dark guitar, but it's a really good guitar. Stays in tune a lot. If you don't have one of these, I'd really recommend checking them out if you want a new guitar and you don't know what to get. The last guitar I'm using for this is my brother's Eastman Les Paul. He got this when I was basic training, so I'm really getting to use it now, and it sounds great. I think it's way better than the Les Paul Gibson. It would definitely worth checking out. It can be a bit pricey, but if you're okay with that, go ahead and check it out. These are great. Um, Next, we can move over to my board. So we'll start over here with it. So I have to run into two Tone X's. These are my amps. I forget which one is which, but one of them is a matchless, and the other one is Fender ProSonic, both from the Tone Shepherd. And that goes out to the canvas, which canvas goes out to the front of the house, and it's powered by the Strymon Zuma. These are just my picks on here, so nothing special there. But these are great. Definitely love them. They definitely sound like the real thing. Shout out to the Tone Shepherd for doing good things. Next, we're gonna move on to my main rig. So you see, I have this trifecta, as we call it. Great pedals, they're really in competition with Maris right now, but they're great. So the Big Sky here, I have 3 clouds that I use. Cloud 1 is kind of like a medium reverb sort of thing, and it just fills out space. My Cloud 2 is like a big washing sound, so if I'm doing like trim picking or something, it can really carry out the sound. The third one is like a very short cloud, and then I'll switch over to this wet one, which is like all the way up mix. It just fills the room. It's very good for ambient stuff, but it keeps your sound there and it keeps your single notes out, which is great. Then I have a long haul, then I have a short haul or medium haul. These are just great things. I use them for like faster songs, like if we're doing like praise or something like that. Those are great. But I mainly rest on my cloud. Moving on to the timeline, I have two that I really mainly use: my eighth note delay and my dotted eighth note delay. Um, these are great. I love these so much. Then I have a dotted digital, which is like a heavier delay of a dotted eighth note. It just pops out a lot more. I have a dual delay, and I have a lo-fi quarter note delay and a pattern delay. And the timeline and Big Sky presets are from John Meeting. He does. I love his sound. I have my own things that I do on him, but I found that I like his stuff a lot more. The Mobius, all these are my presets. I bought Guitar for his Glorious presets, but I always end up going back to mine. I don't know. I just really vibe with them. I have a chorus, and I have this one. I call this one Texture. It's a chorus mode. I watched one of Kenny Reed's videos. He said that he figured this out, and he really explained how he got it, but I somehow figured out how to do it, and I kind of like turn the chorus off and just widens my sound. So it's great. I have a tremolo, I have a destroyer that can get really dirty, and I have a destroyer that's kind of like a lo-fi sound where it's kind of like way backed off and sounds like an old vinyl record sort of. And I have vibrato. Those are really my main things that I use. I'm using vibrato a lot tonight. And then moving down, I have Deep Six. I've had this for a little over 2 years now. Great compressor. Love it so much. I have Pico Pog, which is great because you have 3 different EQ models on it, which I mainly rest on the green. I find it just has a better sound for what I'm trying to go for. Great things. And then Superbolt. I used to have the V2. I now have the V1. I got rid of it when I got discontinued, and I've always found that I'm going back to it. Great thing. Kilt. Got the new Kilt 10. Had a Kilt V2. Found out this came out. Immediately bought it as soon as I saw it come out. It's great. It has a lot more headroom and a lot more things on it. My favorite overdrive pedal for sure. Foxcatcher is like a daily driver mod sort of thing. Has a boost on it. It's great. And then you can set the overdrive boost first, or you can have it to where the overdrive is first, which is how I run it. Don't know how that tone got turned all the way up, but great pedal. It's kind of like my amp boost pedal, but then right here is the heart of my rig. So I can control everything, all my effects here, with just tapping my foot. I don't have to tap dance around my board or anything. The only thing I'm controlling with my feet are actually like these pedals. Um, so which I'm fine with doing that. But this really is a lifesaver because I can step on two at one time. It turns one on, one off, or I can just stack it. If I want to use a boost for it, then I just whip it like that. And then just Dunlop volume pedal, and then polytuner buffer. Great. We can move up. This is my talkback mic. Do a lot of MDing here, so this is gonna be my talkback mic for tonight and tomorrow night and tomorrow morning and everything. Um, I love being talkback and doing MD stuff. Really helps to connect with the band, and I feel like it just makes things a lot better. So over here, I have my Mac running playback on it. That's what we use for our tracks and click and everything like that in our guides. I have it set up to spacebar, plays it. If we get off, but we need to stay on click, I can just fade out the tracks, but click still stays up, and I can call out things for us and everything. So that's playback, and then I have it set up to where I can use my arrows just to go to a certain section if we have to, or anything like that. Really reliable. So that's pretty much all it is. And if you know me, I'm a Red Bull addict, so it's my Red Bull. Then I'm using ME1 here for my mixing. Haven't set it up for tonight yet, but that's what I'm using for my ears. So that's pretty much my whole rig. See you guys later.